Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel for another iRacing video, and today we've got a new car for me on the channel, which is the Radical SR8. I'm driving it at one of the most challenging tracks probably in the world, definitely on iRacing, and that is Mount Panorama, Bathurst. So you know this is probably my favourite track in the entire world, so I'm always excited to drive it, and this is a really fun car as well. It's not featured on the channel, sort of explain that while I'm racing. But it's really fun to drive. It was the first kind of downforce car that I drove before I got the Formula Renault 2.0 and also the Dallara F3. So yeah, really fun car to drive, excited to tackle the mountain with it. Let's get cracking. Alright, pray for us. Radicals at Bathurst.
Good luck, everyone.
This is a terrible idea. Alright, here we go then. We're right in the middle of the pack, so just going to try and stay safe.
Green flag, green flag.
It's a good start off the line at least.
That was kind of annoying. Right side, clear. Car right. Clear.
Alright, we're not dead yet. Not a corner you want to come around and see smoke in the middle of the road. Tyres are super cold and it makes this car so sensitive when they are.
Go right.
Alright, a couple more freebies then. Start to get back hopefully some of those positions that we lost in that first corner. Some guys managed to absolutely fly through the dipper there, and I can't seem to carry any speed through there. I almost have to crawl around just so I don't spin and crash. No idea what position we are because my relative's not updating as it should do for some reason. Look into those settings. That's nearly on the brakes just to cruise it in around the corner. Alright, relatives updated now. So, P10 across the line.
You're in the top 10.
A nice long race to come yet. It's 13 lap, I think. Yeah, 13 laps. These cars really start feeling nice after about lap 3 when the tyres are warm. And brakes for that matter. So we can start to push them a little bit more, but even then I'm not going to be going too wild. They're terrifying, they're a scary car. I've not managed to get as much practice as I would have liked before this race, to be honest, but when I first started practicing I was in the 204s was sort of my fast lap, and in practice I managed to get it to a 201.5 I think was the fastest lap. So there's some pace in there somewhere, but obviously this is only a 1.7k average splits according to race labs, and qualifying time was a 2-minute flat, so there's definitely some fast guys around this track in this car. Carried a little bit too much speed into the dipper that time. Didn't quite get the apex. Hampered my run off the corner there as well, but just about holding on to the guys in front and managed to leave the guys behind a little bit, so that's good. For now at least. Brake nice and early again, just in case any of these guys come a cropper. Don't want to be involved in someone else's accident. There's another freebie. They'll get a slowdown penalty going across there, I imagine. show my nose and scare him a little bit to start with. I could have had that position, but I never trust this car when it's on colds. It's so quick and easy to snap. We're up to P9 already, so hopefully inside the top 10. I need to go pushing it too early on in the race. As the race rolls on and people lose concentration, there'll be, imagine, plenty of mistakes and a few freebies along the way. Just need to make sure I'm not one of those people losing the concentration. Tyres are just about out to temp now, can keep the foot flat through here now. Not over that crest though, I hate that crest. Terrifying.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead.
It's like someone might have dipped it in the dipper. Managed to just about get out of the way again though. Oh, just about.
Go right.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. As always in practice here, I've sort of found the limit around doing my fast laps, and then just wound everything back by sort of 10% in the race here. I don't like to be pushing towards 100% in the races because that's when I overdrive and make the mistakes. As always around Bathurst here, it's easy enough to pick positions up without having to drive yourself to 100%. This is the third sort of week I've tried to run these radicals before. First time I ever hopped into one was last season. There was an Alton Park race, and I think I thought I was a lot better driving it than I turned out to be. Crashed on the very first corner, along with half the field to be honest. And there's no fast repair in this series, so that was the end of that race. And then again last season it was Road Atlanta, and I actually tried about 3 or 4 races I think that week at Road Atlanta, and yeah, just crashed out of every single one of them. So got a bit of a track record with this car. It's not been very kind to me over the last season. Given it its first opportunity this year around possibly the hardest track on the game. So being caught by Grello behind us there, I'm pretty sure that was our pole sitter. Oh, he's now spun off anyway. He's in the gravel. I'll disregard that.
Go left. Go right.
God, I did not know which way to go then. 2 more freebies. Unusual place to have an accident was that. I've not seen anyone spin there in practice or anything. That's my favourite spinning spot. Through the cut in there. so easy to go too fast into the elbow there. You're just accelerating after the dipper through the S's there, or the second set of S's. And you're just ready to put your foot down and then suddenly remember there's another hairpin about to come in your face. That didn't sound right. Cut to TV cam. Alright, we'll try and talk a little less crap for the rest of the race, I think. Let's see if we can start to put some time into the guy ahead of us. So it's Mark Guerrero. 2 seconds as we head up Mountain Straight. Lap 6. Alright, as we head down Conrad, we've got half a second out of Mark that lap. That might have just been due to a mistake though, so we'll keep an eye on the relatives, see how we're getting on. I think Gabor, go with Gabor, behind us is also catching us a little bit as well though. So I need to keep eyes in front and behind. Mark missing the first apex by a country mile. I still didn't really manage to capitalise and close in on him that much, which is weird. Much nicer through the cut in there now the tyres are hot. Not half as terrifying. Still terrifying, but... not the place you want to have a sideways moment and have to get out of the throttle, that's for sure. I just noticed Mark's wing in front of us is clipped and bent up. In fact, that might have just been in this last lap just here, because I just closed a massive gap, even though I had a slower section across the top of the mountain there. And he's got damage that I hadn't noticed before. It's quite obvious damage as well. Not quite going to be close enough this time, so we'll brake early. As Mark finds out suddenly he's got nowhere near as much downforce as he used to have. I've not really found in practice when I've got the damage that you really feel it in this car, other than the fact that you just notice the lap times are dropping away, the dragging, straight line and all that sort of stuff. We'll get him heading up Mountain Straight this time, hopefully. With a bit of luck we'll clear him and Gabor won't as well.
Clear.
So if we get him behind or in between us across the top, he'll really slow Gabor down, which will give me a bit of a gap. So realistically I reckon Mark will drop away through the rest of the race. He's going to lose a lot of time with that damage, so my race is going to be with Gabor again now. So the longer he's stuck behind Mark with the damage, the better. For me at least. Didn't really pull away there as much as I would have liked, to be honest. I would expect that Gabor will get the pass made now. As they start to close in on me in my slipstream there. Gabor has got that move done. Wasn't very clean though by the looks of it. Alright, P4 is a long way up the road, so sadly with sort of 5 laps still to go, this might be all she wrote, but never know if you might bag some more freebies along the way. Guys behind are still scrapping quite hard, which is good for me. Again, it just means I can run away a little bit. I think if I can bridge 3 seconds away from Gabor by the time he gets past and clear, the slipstream should probably be broken and they'll really struggle to catch up again. And there we go.
Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pick main. Press and hold the reset button and we'll come and get you.
Out of P5 with a good gap and a quarter of the race to go. No, more than that I guess. Dead. That's the end. Got barely any steering. Alright, so trying again at Bathurst, and we've qualified P1. It's terrifying. Split strength of field average is pretty low. That was our reward for crashing out of the first one. Yeah, see how we can get on.
Green, green, green.
Here we go then, lights are out. It'll be nice and steady this first lap. Not bothered if I get bugged by a load of people. Just want to keep it pointing in the right direction. I've done quite a lot of practice, running on a cold setup, just so I knew sort of the different markers and reference points and how gentle to be, so that I don't have any stupid spins. Now let's see if the practice pays off. Alright, survived the tricky section for the first lap. Not got a massive gap on Peter behind us here, but we do have a gap. Our quali times were very, very similar, so with the tow as well, no doubt he'll be catching me at some point this race. We might be able to have a nice ding-dong battle. Alright, led the first lap. Alright, gap to Peter pretty much the same this lap. He really caught me across the top of the mountain there, but then managed to get a good run out of the elbow and onto Conrad. So again, hopefully shouldn't be in striking distance this time. He's also starting to get pressure from the guy behind him as well. So if they could start getting into a little scrap, that would be fantastic news for me.
side.
been put under pressure.
You're on the left side.
I've got absolutely no idea where Peter came from. Coming out of the S's there. Just looked in my wing mirror and suddenly he was about to crash into me. I don't know what happened there. Distracted me massively. Forgot to brake for the elbow. That was terrifying. Don't mind not being in the lead, to be honest. I'll just play it safe for a few laps, see what happens up front. It was more a surprise than anything. I couldn't believe it. Didn't know where it came from then. So us four at the front have run away from the rest of the field by the looks of it. P5 sort of like an island behind us four. P6 is absolutely oceans away. So, 4-horse race at the lead here at the front. Hopefully that's going to be my one and only mistake for the race. We can bag a decent result out of it. P3 just dropping back a little bit. No, Peter actually starting to drop me and Marcos a little bit there. Like to think that we're all prone to a mistake or two on this circuit. So, like I say, hopefully I've done mine now. Now for the guys in front of me to have their moment as well. I think Marcos is just starting to hold us up a little bit, but as long as Peter's still in striking distance, then I'm not awfully bothered at this point. It's a long race here. Oh, Marcos was very, very sideways just there, coming over skyline. Ran a little bit wide out the elbow there. Felt like I hit the wall, but I didn't get a contact notification, so hopefully there's no damage. Marcos very early on the brakes just then.
Keep to the right. Still there, hold your line.
drag race up Mountain Straight, but I've got the inside line, so should end up being my corner regardless.
Clear on the left.
Alright, I need to remember that Marcos is quite slow through the final corner, because that's a couple of times now he's caught me out. Alright, let's see if we can catch up to him now. Little mistake into T1 there. Gonna lose any advantage I've got just then going up the straight. Stuart's even going to come back to us a little bit as well up the straight here. Still in it though, it's not over. Stuart super close down Conrad this time. I'm going to stay to the left so that if he wants to make a move he'll have to go around the outside of the chicane. I lost my braking mark for that last corner now.
Still there. Clear on the left.
And we'll get the switch back on Stuart here.
Right side.
Not really catching him fast enough here, I don't think. Who's then parked on the apex as I went to turn in. Can stop driving on my mirrors now at least. Eyes very much forward. massive gap to P1 and 2 now. That's so disappointing. Throwing it away by myself. I'd be interested to see on the replay where exactly Dieter did come from through the dipper there. It's like he gained 1 second in one corner. Stewart's dropping me now after all that. But it's supposed to be a last to first challenge, not a first to last. Stewart ran a little bit wide, but I wasn't there to capitalise. Even now I'm pretty much only keeping up with him because of the toe down the straight. I wonder if I have got damage. Don't seem to have the speed that I feel like I should have. It's a good point actually, I do keep losing the back end when I'm not expecting it. Don't seem to have the rear stability that I've come to expect from this car at least. It would explain what's going on somewhat. Not going to be close enough this time up the mountain here. On the wall for Stewart there. Doesn't look to have damaged the car, if nothing else it's just lost him a lot of momentum.
Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again.
Go right.
See.
You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
And the mountain bikes again. So you're left with voiceover done for the rest of this race. I was rather angry. No, I don't think I was angry. I was just disappointed after the way things had ended up the top of the mountain there, following Stewart. So I was just about to pull into the pit lane when I realised that you only had to serve the meatball flag within 3 laps, and so I'm really frantically trying to do some slow quick maths, trying to figure out how many laps are actually left, because I always get confused by the fact that it's a lap more than it says, if that makes sense. So for example, we're on lap 11 now, which means we've got 11, 12 and 13 to go. We've got 3 laps to go. So I was trying to figure out if that was going to get me disqualified before the line, or if I would get disqualified at the line, and if I would be able to finish still. Little message from Stuart just saying sorry. Obviously didn't mean to put it in a wall, it probably ruined his race more than it ruined mine. But lots of concentration face going these last few laps. Nearly lost it going through down the dipper again there. So as I carried on turning laps, I started to come to the conclusion that disqualification or not, I was just going to keep going all the way through to the end. And if I got disqualified at the line or with 1 lap to go, that would still probably place me further up the grid than if I did go into pit and fix the damage, because I'd be able to hopefully stay ahead on the road of a lot of the people, especially those guys that had already pitted, and maybe I'd put a lap or 2 on. So I decided just keep on driving, keep on driving, keep on driving, and then I went back to my old game of looking at the relative and see what we were doing for gaps and our lap times. Noticed that Ryan behind us starting to catch us a couple of seconds a lap maybe. So at that point I'm watching the standings board on the left hand side to see what he's like for his fastest time per lap versus mine, as well as the relative. Now I'd stopped being scored with the meatball flag. It's the same as if you get a black flag for a corner cut or anything like that. So my times weren't updating on the standings board on the left there, but it was updating on the optimum sector tracker down at the bottom left there. So 2:03 that time. Ryan did a 2:01, so 2 seconds a lap faster with 2 laps to go. Meant that he was within striking distance with the 4 seconds that he was away, so started to get quite not worried, but started to know that he was going to be coming up behind us. Probably on the last lap, putting some pressure, so just really tried to knuckle down, keep my head down, see if I can get some fast laps out of it. One of the hardest parts about the way that I've got the dashboard set up, the LED dashboard there, it's got the predicted lap time on the right hand side in the blue writing. That is based off your fastest ever time, and so if you're not basically doing your fastest lap every single lap, that time just gets greater and greater and greater and greater. So at the start of each lap it'll tell me that I'm going to do a 2 dead, and then through the lap I slowly lose the lap time, lose that prediction. So you can see right now it's coming up to 3.7, 3.8. All the while I know that Ryan's catching, so the pressure's building. I'm just trying, hoping, praying that I'm going to have enough. So I've got a 2:04 across the line that time, waiting for Ryan to cross. It's 2.8 behind on the relative right now. Just waiting to see what his lap time is this time. So he crosses the line with his fastest lap, a 2:01.6. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's about 2 seconds behind me. He's about 2 seconds a lap faster. This is going to be mega close. But somehow I just can't seem to find the speed in the car. No matter how much I try and hit the apexes, no matter what I try and do, coasting slowly, brake hard, whatever, nothing seems to be working to claw back that lap time with the damage that I've got to my car. Obviously driving at this point, I don't know just how bad it is, other than the fact that I'm 3 or 4 seconds a lap slower than what I should be. Just praying that I get a good run down Conrad for the last time to try and keep Ryan at bay. So into the elbow, out to the elbow, and it was a decent run, but immediately we're losing time off our fastest lap. See, we're already a tenth down, coming up to 2 tenths in a straight line. And that's just going to hemorrhage time the entire way down the street. And I'm looking at my mirror, and I'm seeing Ryan's car getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the relatives, the gap is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I think, oh, surely he's still not going to be close enough. He's 3 seconds behind into the braking zone. He sticks it to the outside. You can see on the radar all the way around the outside. What a move that was. Great overtake by Ryan, absolutely defenceless from my poor little broken radical. Into the last corner for the last time. And limp across the line. Cross ourselves, say all our prayers. Thank our lucky stars that we're even able to finish. And we never got disqualified. We managed to keep the P4 across the line.
Solid work.
Imagine talking for 2 full races about how you're going to play it safe and take time to not make mistakes and stuff like that, and managing to make loads of mistakes throughout both races. Excellent, that's what you come to this channel for. Absolute, incredible, precision driving at all points. That's going to be everything for this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, really helps the channel out, and consider subscribing if you're new here and you've not done that already. Other than that, take it easy and look after yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.